Welcome to Biz Wire. We lead off today with China aiming to spend $850 billion to improve water supplies over the next decade, but even such huge outlays may do little to reverse damage caused by decades of pollution and overuse in Beijing's push for rapid economic growth. China is promising to invest $650 billion, equal to its entire stimulus package during the global financial crisis, on rural water projects alone through 2020. And what's more, Reuters news agency has learned after searching through a range of government documents, at least $200 billion in additional funds has been earmarked for a variety of cleanup projects nationwide. Well, that new cash injection will be vital, with rivers and lakes throughout China blighted by algae blooms caused by fertilizer runoff, bubbling chemical spills, and untreated sewage. The final tally spent, however, could be many times higher. Over the 5 years to 2010, the country spent $112 billion on water infrastructure, but much of its water remains undrinkable. The Environmental Ministry said of the locations it was monitoring in 2011, 43% contained water that was not even fit for human contact. Zhou Lei, a fellow at Nanjing University who has studied water pollution, said the reason why China has achieved so little even after spending so much on water pollution is because officials have followed the wrong urbanization model by putting too much pressure on local resources. After a close look at publicly available documents shows limited environmental ambitions, Reuters reports, as Beijing strives to prolong 3 decades of blistering economic growth and fill the estimated annual water supply shortfall of 50 billion cubic meters required to feed growing energy and agricultural demand. At the same time, the government faces growing pressure to address environmental effects of fast growth, as public anger over air pollution that blanketed many northern cities in the first 2 months of this year, which has spread to online appeals for Beijing to clean up water supplies as well. Zhou Lei said that the huge cost suggests that treatment rather than prevention remains the preferred solution, with industrial growth paramount and pollution regarded as just another economic opportunity. Zhou says officials treat environmental degradation as an economic issue, and that China is even using pollution as a resource, using the opportunity to treat environmental damage as a way to accumulate new wealth through business contracts local governments offer to big water treatment firms. On top of the 10-year rural water plan, China last year vowed to spend another $40 billion on water conservation and has since allocated a further $20 billion to treat small and medium-sized rivers over the next 2 years. Local governments are also spending heavily, with Dianshe Lake in southwest China's Yunnan province being lavished with $31 billion of investment in the next 3 years in order to produce what local officials are calling obvious improvements in water quality. East China's Lake Tai, a test case for China's environmental authorities after suffering a notorious bloom of algae and cyanobacteria in 2007, has spent $11 billion in the 5 years since, and more is expected. Now, despite the enormous cost, both cleanup projects have been designed merely to bring water quality up from grade 5, meaning no human contact, to grade 4, which is designated as industrial use only. Well, even such small gains could be crucial for a country that has the same amount of water as Britain, although its population is 20 times as big. Data from China's Ministry of Water Resources shows that average per capita supplies stand at 28% of the global average. The government has vowed to cap total use, but demand for water, along with just about all other resources, continues to grow, and China will still require a big increase in supplies. Costly engineering and technological feats, though unlikely to address the underlying causes of pollution, could at least make more water available, allowing for marginal quality improvements without interfering with industrial growth or the country's ambitious and water-intense urbanization plans. Deborah Tan, director of the China Water Risk Organization, said part of this increase in the supply of water will come from removing all grade 5 water supplies, which is useless even for agriculture. Tan says grade 4 is not safe to swim in, but it is at least usable. Pollution has become a core concern for the ruling Communist Party because of the anger it generates in the public and because the issue cannot be hidden from view. Well, media censors are now allowing more data and discussion about the severity of the problem to be broadcasted and printed, which may not solve the problem on its own, but it is at least a step in the right direction.